Well, folks, we continue our profiles of individuals in that wild four-way race for the Ward 3 Aldermanic seat in Litchfield. I say wild because that's pretty unprecedented in recent times, 4 people running. One of those 4 people running is Mr. Neal Francis. Neal, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for the invite. I really appreciate it.
All right, so you have been plugged into what goes on locally, and you've headed up the Litchfield discussion group on Facebook, and that's been a fascinating endeavor.
Yes, we never expected that group to get to where it is, and it's constant. We're trying to constantly evolve it for the better, and just make sure that people have access to information going around about goings on in the town, and maybe a little dumpster fire here and there.
Well, I appreciate you deleting the posts like Blent doesn't know what he's talking about, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
No, you're very welcome.
Yeah, thanks. Well, don't know if that happened, but anyway. So what inspired you to run?
Well, just I feel like I want to fight for the people and just get some things done around here. Grant, we've things are getting done, and I want to get into the fight and start helping people, give people their voice back. And I feel like a lot of people around town have lost their trust in the government, and I want to give them that trust back and just show that we're here for the people. If I got elected, I work for them, and that it's their voice that matters. And I just I miss the old Litchfield that I grew up in, and people should be able to have fun in their town without leaving town. Should be able to stay here, enjoy it, feel safe, have lots of stuff to do. I mean, as a younger kid, I would always go on walks with my dad uptown. I remember when Chinatown was still downtown. We'd go up there and hit that. We'd go hit the old Huck's where it is Sullivan's now. Go there, get some candy, go up to Library Park and sit on the cannon all day. Just stuff like that. And I think we have a great foundation to improve upon, especially downtown and on the west side as well.
You got to watch that sitting on a cannon. Jane Fonda did it, and they never forgave her.
Right.
Sorry, just Wikipedia, folks. Forgive the reference. But anyway, and I really shouldn't mess around with dumb jokes because this is serious business. But when you talk about losing that trust, any moments or issues where you feel are just in general a style of leading where you think that's been lost?
I haven't. I can't really think of any at the moment. It's come from talking to a lot of people who just feel like they're not being heard, and that was the general consensus for a lot of the people I've talked to, had phone calls with, and that's really where that has led from. And I've heard more of that than anything.
Looking at Ward 3, going around, what do you see as the specific issues of the ward?
Well, I think our roads definitely need some attention. And I know the snowplows this year did a number on the road in front of my house. There was a large chunk of the road that got ripped up, and it was sticking up for a while. But that, I know we've had quite a few water main breaks as well in the area. That's definitely something. The infrastructure definitely needs to be repaired. But I think that's one of the main issues, looking at getting some sidewalks taken care of for kids walking around so that they're safe.
Just your thoughts on economic development and how the city should proceed. What would be some of the goals you'd like to see achieved?
I would definitely like to see the west side over by State Police headquarters get built up. To do that, we would definitely, I think those places are looking at us as we don't have the workforce. So it'd probably have to start at the root of start making Litchfield attractive for people to move here. So that way these bigger companies go, they have the workforce to support us. Let's put a warehouse there. Let's put a manufacturing facility there. I think that's the root cause of why we don't have anything at the moment. We have an aging population, which there's nothing wrong with that. People deserve a nice place to retire as well. But we've got to get our workforce built up. We've got to get Litchfield attractive so that way people want to move here and start their families here or just have a nice place to live. And that way, workforce gets built up. The businesses start seeing, hey, they could support a warehouse there for us and all that, and go from there. I want to see downtown on that nice and full of awesome little shops for people to enjoy. Little cafes. I mean, Diamond's Bistro. I went there a couple times. That was some great food there. I mean, Kismet Uptown, I love going there. I mean, those places are great. They're constantly got business. And the new kids zone uptown, I've taken my kids there. That place is always busy and packed. I mean, what they're doing is amazing. And we've got to fill the rest of those buildings and get it looking beautiful.
So this discussion group experience, how do you think that prepares you for potentially being an alderman when we look at the feedback you've had? Kind of a unique perspective.
It is. It has been really unique as I can go through and see what people's biggest complaints are and go back. It's like a library. You look back, okay, this person said this. Maybe we do need to look into this. And it's just, it has given me an in-depth look on what people are concerned about here in town, what their complaints are, what their thoughts are, what their compliments are, too. Like, hey, they're finally doing a nice job. We're so happy for that. And it really has opened everything up for people to really see stuff, so...
What do you love about this town? I mean, you know, before we went on, it's clear you have a big passion for it.
I love the small town life. I've lived in St. Louis for years. I lived in St. Charles for a while, and it didn't feel right for me. And my dad gave me the opportunity to, hey, you want to move back home? I've got a house. Okay, cool. I'm back in here. That's where I put my roots down for my family. And it's just, it feels right. I mean, we've got a beautiful lake that I think we could definitely improve upon out there. And just go from there and make Litchfield better. I mean, I love the people here. With the time of the 5 years I spent working at Kurt's Towing here in town, I met some of the most amazing people ever. And that was another reason why I wanted to fight, because some of these people were just, there's great people here in town. I know that we got the complainers and all that, but I met more great people than I did anybody else. And it's just like, these people need someone to fight for them.
When you look at, let's just say Litchfield was looking for, it wasn't a city, it was a person. What would it put on the resume? What are the strong points that make Litchfield a great city?
Well, we've got the lake. We are right on the highway. We've got our nice west side area separated out from our downtown, and we have a lot of great people that already live here. And we've got the city itself is such a great foundation to improve upon. We have a nice solid foundation, and there's so much room that we can do so many different amazing things with this town. I mean, the lake, a great tourist attraction, and it's doing great as is, and that I think we could do a little bit better in that. And I'm glad we got that grant for the campground now, because every year during the summer I see that campground is packed out there. So I mean, more campers and that's amazing in that. But it's just there's so many things, so many different ways we can move forward in that and have different possibilities.
So on the flip side of the coin, what do you see as weaknesses or areas that can be improved?
Ooh. The lake, like I said, I think I talked to somebody in that, and then they're like, a long time ago there was supposed to be a road built around the lake. And I'm sitting here thinking, well, why didn't we? That would open so much area out there for improvement, for houses, a lodge, something like that, more campsites. And I really think that's something we need to look into in the future in that. And that idea was brought to me from a wonderful phone call. And I mean, the downtown as it sits right now is great, and they've been using TIF money and improving a lot. And from what I've heard, we've got a few businesses who are working on moving in down there, and I cannot wait to see them. And the west side across the highway is just sat stagnant for way too long. We've got to find a way to get that used, and we got to find a way to make ourselves attractive for businesses to move here. And that, I mean, out there by the west side, that's the tax generator for town. And I'm a big fan of the small businesses, but I also understand we need those big businesses. That's our tax revenue for the town. We have got to get that flowing too.
Anything that separates you from your opponents, you believe? I mean, certainly don't have to say anything negative, but whether it's age, perspective, or whatever the case may be.
I have nothing negative to say about my opponents. They're all three of them are great people, and I think we all share the same thoughts on what's going on as well. And I think we all want the same thing, and I have nothing to. I really don't think there's a real difference except maybe the age and all that. I mean, I believe Kevin's got a little more experience in that than me and the other two. Bert's a great guy, and he's a great guy. Leo, I've worked with him on several occasions with Kurtz, and I have nothing negative to say about them at all. They're great people.
So what would you do if elected as far as engaging the public? Obviously, you have that experience on the social media side. What would be your philosophy as far as talking with the public about their problems, what have you?
You know, I mean, if somebody comes to me with a problem and all that, we'll try to address it the best we can, and give them the option. Hey, you want to meet up and talk, or do you just want to talk over the phone? I would do anything possible to get to face with that person and actually listen to them. Because I mean, every person in my ward and even outside my ward, if they told me, "Hey, I have a problem, I want to sit down and talk," I'm not going to tell them no. Yes, we will sit down and talk. We will get something figured out.
Just your thoughts on tax rates, what have you. I know there was quite a spirited discussion when we saw the district come into play and the sales tax rate jumps downtown, and some people can tell you the positives. Others will say, that makes it tough for people with less. I know it's a little tug of war, catch-22.
It really is, and I will say, and I've been called out on it, I am against taxes, but that sales tax increase, as much as I hated that thing, and that I think that was something that we might actually need. But if I got in, I would also want to sit down and look if there's somewhere maybe we can cut the fat back to give some people back some relief, because our infrastructure is failing. We need that tax money to get things start getting things fixed. But like I said, I would also want to sit down and see, hey, where can we start cutting the fat back, or cut something and that to give these people some relief from this tax raise that they put in. And the schools tax, I think it was, in my opinion, I think it was a little excessive, but I haven't sat down and looked at what I should say, I haven't sat down and dug through what is actually needed for them. Granted, my first thoughts on that was, oh my God, that's huge. But we need to sit down and look at it as well. And I do think it was a little excessive.
Any other points you'd like to make about your hopes and dreams for Ward 3?
I just hope to improve things, make people happy, and I want to fight for the people. And that's all I can say is I want to give the people their voice back in the council. And I mean, I wouldn't say give it back, but I want to make sure they have that voice in the council. And just listen to them and show them, like, hey, we are here for you. We work for you. This is your town. We've got to get things moving, and we got to get things moving.
Neal Francis, thanks so much for stopping by.
Well, thank you for the invite. It was a great time.